Right guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to set up your own FTP FileZilla server. So we're going to need to get a piece of software. So what we need to do is go to Google first and type FileZilla inside there. We're going to click on the actual link at the top. We've got two choices here. We've got client and server. Now to make the server we're going to need the server software, which is for Windows only. Now this works with Windows XP, Vista and Windows 7 32-bit and 64-bit versions. So just click on this link here. It takes about 5 seconds for it to download, or to start the download. We've got the Google Chrome here in Windows 7 64-bit. That's what I'm using, so I need to come down and click on Keep. Then I'm going to click on this to download the actual program. So from here we can close off the web browser at the back, and now we're going to actually install the program. So I'm going to click on Agree to the license agreement. I'm going to leave this as default, but you can select whatever you like here. I'm going to click Next. Same thing, the destination folder is going to be default. Same again, default. And the only thing I want to change here is set it to start manually. That way I don't have to keep closing it off if I don't want it running. Click Install. Click Close, and this will open up the Connect to Server tab. So once we've got that, I'm going to click OK here because we're going to edit all this once we get into the actual program. Okay, so now we've got FileZilla server open. This is our server. So what we're going to do is go to Edit and Settings. This is going to open up our Settings tab where we can actually start to edit some of the features in here. So we've got Welcome Message. This is the message that people will see when they connect to your server. So you can have a welcome message there, or just leave it as it is. It's up to you. I'm going to leave it as it is for this video. Passive mode settings. This is the setting that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to put a tick inside here. Use custom port range, and I'm going to be using 989. The start range, and also 990. So we're going to be using 990. I'm going to be using the IP of the router here. So I'm on a Virgin Media setup in the UK here. So that means I've got a modem and a router, but I've got a super hub, which means it's all built into one. It's the same sort of thing really, a modem and a router. So I'm going to be setting up 192.168.0.1, and I'm going to take the tick out here. Next thing I'm going to do is come down to the admin interface. We need to give our admin a password, so I'm going to be putting in a password here for myself. Now make this nice and strong, but not too strong so you forget it. Next thing I want to do is come down to speed limits. Now this is where you can actually change the speed limits to what you allow people to download at. But I'm going to leave that as no limit at all, and then go to SSL and TLS. This is an encryption certificate that people will need to download stuff from my server. Now this is very important if you want security, but if you're not bothered about it too much, then just don't worry about this part, just skip it. I'm going to enable mine. I'm going to generate a new certificate here. Key size. Now this is the bit where we get 1024-bit encryption, or 2048-bit encryption, or 4096-bit encryption. I'm going to click in the middle, and then this is where you put in all the information that you want. Now this could be just a load of rubbish put in here, or you can put something decent in here. It's entirely up to you. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is, just for this video, I'm just going to put in a load of nonsense inside here just to save time. Okay, so this would be all the text that you're putting in. Okay, like so. Next thing we want to do is go to Browse, and then we need to go to the location where we want to save our ticket. So I'm going to go to my archive drive here. Now you can see I've already got some folders here. This is from my server, but just for this video I'm going to be actually putting a new folder in. Just call this SSL. This is where the certificate will live, inside there. Click Save. Then we need to click on Generate Certificate. Certificate has been generated successfully. Click OK. Now this is the bit we need to put a key phrase in, and also make sure we put the tick in false. Okay, there. And as you can see, it's asking for the 990 port. Okay. So inside here now, what I want to do is just put some sort of a password or phrase. Okay. What we need to do now is click Auto Ban down the bottom. Enable automatic bans, and I want to put in here 10 and 48 hours. You can put in what you like, but it's got to be a minimum of 10 there. Okay, so what we need to do now is click OK here, and that's the route to IP, so I think it's 2 actually. Okay, it's a little mistake there, but that's now set up, right? So what we need to do next is go to Edit and then go to Groups, and we need to create a group. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, we could call this whatever we like. So I can call this that group, and then force SSL. You want to make sure you do that because that forces them to download the certificate. Also want to share a folder with this group. Okay, so what I want to do, this Podnuts group will be sharing this this folder here, and you can actually put the ticks in whatever you like here, read and write, give them the ability to delete and upload stuff or whatever. I'm just going to leave that as it is there. The speed limits I'm leaving as the same. I'm going to click OK. Now we need to go to users and create a user for our group. So the first thing I need to do is go to add. We're just going to call this one Tim, and then we're going to go to Podnuts to add him to that group. Click OK. I'm going to enable an account. I'm going to give Tim a password. I'm going to bypass the user limit on the server and also false SSL on login. Okay, shared folders. So we're going to give Tim access to a folder. So we need to go add, back to our archives, and give him this folder here. Click OK. And I can give him access just to read or download stuff from that folder, or I can give him access to upload stuff to that folder. Speed limits I'm going to leave as it is. No limits. Okay, click OK. So that's that side pretty much set up. Now what we need to do is open up some ports in our firewall. So I'm just going to put that down there. I'm going to go to Control Panel and Windows Firewall. And what you need to do here is you need to go to Allow Programs. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is change settings. You can see there's already something inside there, okay? We can get the details to that, and you can see it's already been allowed through. But if yours hasn't been allowed through, what you need to do is allow another program, and if it's not listed here, you can actually go down to the Browse button, go to the directory where you installed the program, which will be there, and then you need to allow these through. Click OK or Open on the server interface, and you need to go back in there again, click Browse again, and then click on this one and do the same thing. So both of these need to be allowed to allowed to go through. Okay. Okay, so now we've done that part, we're going to go to advanced settings. Just to make sure, we're going to set a rule up. Now if you look at the rules here, outbound and inbound rules, you can see that I've already got two set up here. Okay, one's for FTP and one's for SSL. So if I right click on the SSL, go properties, you'll see that I've called it SSL so I know what it is, so I can always enable or disable it. Allowed a connection, and I've also gone into protocols and ports, allowed TCP, all ports, Pacific ports, 990. That's the port that I've allowed on my actual server. Okay. Now if you don't know how to do that, all you need to do is click on the actual one that you want to do, click new rule, and then click port, click next, and then you click which one you want, TCP or UDP, and then you put Pacific ports, and then you put in there 990, and then next, and then that will add the port. If you don't know how to do that, I've done a video on this already. Okay, so now we've done that. That's the ports all open. So we need to go to our router IP now. Okay, so we need to go to our router IP, and what we need to do here is open up our IP menu here in the actual router. So you can see here, this is a super hub from Virgin Media. If you live in the UK, you'll know what this is. We need to put in our username and password to log into the menu of our router. Now, if you don't know what yours is, go to my forum. There's a long list of admin and username and passwords for your router if you've not set one up yourself, and it will allow you to get into that menu system. Click continue, and on here we want to actually click on the advanced settings here, or you may need to go into whatever your settings are on your router. Okay, so what I've done here is now in the menu system, and I've actually clicked on port forwarding down here, and you can see I've already opened up these ports. FTP 20 to 21, that's the range that I've opened these ports at, 20 and 21, and also I've put the IP address which is in my server there, 192.168.0.2, 192.168.0.2, and that's for the SSL as well, 989 to 990. Okay, and I've done that both. Where you do that is just put something like this. Okay, something like that, and then put the two in, and then add. Okay, so now we've done that, we need to get our IP for the external IP, which you're going to be giving to your friends. Okay, go there, click on this, and this will give your IP address. This is the IP address that people are going to use to connect to the server. Okay. Okay, so we're going to close that off. Now we want to make sure we've got FileZilla Client, and that's the one I'm using. Some people use the browser. I like to use FileZilla Client. Now you can get that from the internet, from the same place that where you've got the server. Okay. So I'm going to open mine up. I'm going to go to Site Manager. I'm going to put the actual IP inside here. And what we need to do here is make sure you've got this require explicit FTP over TLS. Okay, set this to normal. You need to put in a username, and you need to put in a password for that person. Next thing you need to do, I'm going to go to passive mode here and click OK. So what we want to do here now is we want to go to Site Manager and click on the actual person that we just created here. Okay, and then click Connect. This will now give us the actual certificate that it's asking for. Okay, now this is the certificate, if you remember, which I created with all the gobbledygook in it. So basically you'll see all that, and you need to always allow this, trust this for future sessions. Okay, once you've done that, you click OK. And there we have connected to our server, and now people can download stuff to whatever they like, okay, to the computer. So they could just log on this server and download stuff. Now, bearing in mind that's only just one folder, you can have different groups, different files, different folders that they can download, upload, whatever they like. And that's pretty much how you do it. It's pretty straightforward. But I hope you enjoy these videos. My name is Brian from britech.co.uk. If you enjoy these videos, please remember, guys, hit that subscribe button, show your support. Also, rate and favourite all my videos if you enjoy them. And I shall be making more videos in the future. So thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for your support. Keep watching. See you later. Bye for now.